Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
With just 2 weeks before a primary election, the city of Dearborn still doesn't have Arabic on its ballot, something you'd expect from a town nearly half Arab American. Coming up, what activists want done and what the city clerk is saying about it.
Plus, white boy Rick is headed back to court, but this time he wants payback for his time behind bars.
But first, a local restaurant owner believes his Facebook page was shut down over a case of mistaken identity. Good to have you with us tonight at 6. With so many restaurants unable to survive the darkest parts of the COVID days, the one owner who hung on says a key component of survival has suddenly been stripped from him.
That's right. The owner of Jim Brady's restaurant says his best marketing and hiring tool, his Facebook page, has been shut down forever. Let's get to Sean Lay. The owner shares a name with a very famous person, Sean, and then that's probably the problem.
Yeah, he shares the name with possibly the greatest quarterback of all time and U of M grad. The owner of Jim Brady's is Tom Brady. He's been on Facebook forever, and he's only posted about his restaurant, trying to get customers in, trying to hire people, but now Facebook has wiped him clean off the face of Facebook. Why is this a problem right now?
It's made it incredibly difficult to be at the top of our game.
Does Facebook think Tom Brady, third generation owner of Jim Brady's restaurant, is impersonating the Tom Brady, the quarterback?
I mean, I've been Tom Brady longer than he's been Tom Brady.
A few weeks ago, Brady went to his Facebook page, his most important marketing machine. That was key in helping get his business through COVID shutdowns by doing what his grandfather and father did, constantly connecting with customers.
It's really like a virtual table visit, is kind of the way I looked at it.
Your personal page?
Absolutely, my personal page. Here it is right here. If I just type in Facebook, that's what comes up.
Brady did everything Facebook asked for, sending photos of his license, his passport. His page is about dinner specials, responding directly to compliments and complaints, trying to get customers back in.
Then the final day when I go on there, when I learn this, they say your account has been disabled.
Not suspended.
Disabled. Disabled.
A final, unappealable decision wiped off the face of Facebook forever. His page also huge with hiring. That worked best on his Facebook page. Tom Brady says he loves Tom Brady, but he's clearly not trying to be quarterback Tom Brady.
And listen, I'm my Tom Brady, right? I mean, I've been Tom Brady for 53 years, right? And now they cut me off at the knees. I'm positive that they don't know the damage it's doing to me.
And it continues to cost Tom Brady, restaurant owner, money. He's hired a PR firm to connect with Facebook to try to solve this problem, explain this situation to Facebook. And also he's hired someone to run the Jim Brady's Facebook page, constantly updating it, but he says it just doesn't have the same touch. Guys, we reached out to Facebook as well to ask them, how is Tom Brady impersonating the quarterback? So we'll let you know if we hear back from them. Back to you.
Sean, before you go, not having Facebook is also costing him in the hiring process. He mentioned it just briefly. That's got to be so tough during these tough times.
That's right. So the parking lot is full right now, but he is not opening for lunch or for brunch because he just can't hire enough people. We hear that from so many other small businesses, and here's Facebook helped him connect with people for jobs. He says they're probably not going to go to the main Facebook page to try to talk to him, and that's going to be a problem as well.
We know you'll stay on it, Sean. We appreciate it.
A Detroit man is charged in the kidnapping of a 5-year-old girl. 29-year-old D'Angelo Clemens charged with kidnapping and child endangerment. Police were called to a home near Schaefer and Capitol Street back on June 30th. Officers were told the girl was being held captive in a home. Clemens is accused of taking the girl from her home and fleeing to the house next door. He was given a $250,000 bond, 10% with a GPS tether.
Richard Worshey Jr., or some call him White Boy Rick, is filing a federal lawsuit 1 year after his release from prison. Worshey's lawyers say he will sue FBI agents, Detroit police, and others they say are responsible for what led to his prison sentence. They allege Worshey was a victim of child abuse when he worked undercover for police at the age of 14. Worshey spent more than 30 years in prison on drug charges. Details will be announced tomorrow at a press conference. Worshey, we're told, will be there. A Detroit EMS medic trying to help a woman is attacked by her son.
This happened yesterday on American Avenue on Detroit's west side. Medics were called to a home for a woman who was having chest pains and trouble breathing. While medics were treating her, the woman tells us her son stormed in and demanded an update on the situation. And when a medic asked him to calm down, the son attacked the medic.
He pushed him, and when he pushed him, then he doubled back and hit him. My older son grabbed and told stop, just let it go, stop.
It's kind of inexcusable. I mean, here we are to help people, and being attacked, no, that's not the right thing.
No. Detroit police were called to the home. Police say they tased the man after he wouldn't calm down. The medic who was attacked was treated and released. All right, now to the coronavirus. Fully vaccinated Americans will be allowed to cross the border into Canada next month.
Starting August 9th, Americans who have been vaccinated with a Canadian authorized vaccine, that means Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, or AstraZeneca, will be allowed to enter for non-essential travel without quarantining. Travelers will have to provide, though, proof of vaccination, be asymptomatic, and present a negative COVID test before entering.
Other headlines in what appeared to be a first for college vaccine mandates. A federal judge upheld Indiana University's requirement that students get the shot. Here at home, the state's vaccine rate still at 62.5%. State health officials, meanwhile, are investigating a recent increase in Legionnaires disease. Between July 1st and July 14th, those 2 weeks, 107 cases of Legionnaires have been reported to the state across 25 counties. That is a 569% increase from 2020. Department of Health and Human Services says the excessive rain, flooding, and warmer weather appear to be the culprit here. Legionnaires is not transmitted from person to person. It is usually spread through bacteria in water systems. And haven't our water systems been taxed? So far, though, no sources have been actually identified. And speaking of all of that wet weather we've had, a hot start for this week.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben with a look at what's on tap for tonight. Nice to not be talking about thunderstorms, though, for a change.
For once, yeah. And we've got a few days this week, Kim and Devin, where we won't have to be dealing with those afternoon storms. But the lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer are upon us. Usually we get the haze from the fact that the air is stagnant this time of year, but there's still a decent breeze blowing things around. That's all wildfire smoke well up into the atmosphere. Current temperatures are in the low to mid 80s right now, but the headlines this week, we do have multiple chances this week, but it's going to look a whole lot different than the past 7 days. Hot tomorrow, then we get some relief from the heat, and the humidity is going to kind of be up and down over the next 7. So we'll track when it's going to be at its highest and when we can finally get some drier air and get rid of this smoke, all in just a few minutes, guys.
Hey, Ben, thank you. A new push underway in Dearborn to have more voting information and ballots in Arabic. Take a look at Dearborn's voter registration form. It's one of 2 voting forms that's currently offered in Arabic. As Grant Herms shows us, civil rights advocates say the city is falling short in providing equal access to voting.
When you go inside the Dearborn offices here, there are Arabic signs telling you which offices are which. There are signs on the website in Arabic, even signs around town, which makes sense in a place that's almost half Arab American. But one place you won't find Arabic is on the ballot in Dearborn, which has left activists calling it an act of voter suppression. A battle over ballots with just days before another election. Advocates in the city of Dearborn, with the nation's highest density of Arab Americans, calling for ballots in Arabic for voters who don't speak English.
Last election, we actually had to bring volunteers to translate voter registration forms and to translate their ballots inside with them. So they did not have those services for us.
After pressure from civil rights groups, Dearborn did release ballot applications in Arabic online and already has registration in Arabic. But that was just a few days ago, with just over 2 weeks before the next election.
And the absentee ballot application translated in Arabic was just put up there a few days ago, 2 weeks shy of the one of the biggest elections that we're having in Dearborn. So that is simply not enough.
The city clerk, George Darany, who didn't want to go on camera, says sample ballots in Arabic are on the way, so voters who only speak Arabic can compare the sample ballot to the real ballot. But official ballots in Arabic just aren't in the budget. He also said adding Arabic ballots could open the door to ballots in other languages, which he says wouldn't be cost-effective either, something advocates aren't buying.
By not having that, they're telling our community members your votes don't matter.
One other issue is the city of Dearborn only has one drop-off box for a town of 90,000 people. This is it. Activists say they want more in other neighborhoods, but the city clerk says it's just not in the budget. In Dearborn, Grant Herms, Local 4.
Okay, Grant. Michigan's highest in the nation auto insurance rates have come down a bit. Still, one of the most vexing concerns the old system alleviated is becoming a serious problem this summer. Serious accident victims are finding themselves losing the care they've come to depend on because the new law is cutting some of those benefits. Business editor Rob Maloney, we've been looking at this problem now for some time, and let's see where it's all headed. Rod?
Well, Devin, we could spend about a week talking about this and still not cover the waterfront. So let's cut to the chase here. And that is that catastrophic claims and the people who need this kind of help are finding themselves needing that help without the money to get there. Summer of 2019 on Mackinac Island, the governor actually hugged and kissed Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey at the bill signing ceremony, so happy with this new insurance bill. But 2 years later, the unintended consequences are showing up for people like 2015 accident victim and paraplegic Chuck Sansone of Macomb Township.
I had a T11 vertebrae shattered, and I'm confined to a wheelchair right now.
A former executive chef, he's had daily nursing services paid for from the state's Catastrophic Care Fund. Under the new law, as of July 1st, the reimbursement payments are reduced by 45%. So his auto insurance company stepped in.
Extended me a month, but the caregiving company told me that basically by the end of the 1st of July, or excuse me, the 1st of August, that they're going to have to discontinue the service to me.
To deal with this problem, they set up Senate Bill 28, a $25 million fund the governor signed into law that would have small companies apply for money if they could show they're not overcharging patients.
I recognize there's a problem.
Republican House Representative Ryan Berman chairs the House Insurance Committee, and he sees where others may not this brewing problem.
Then whatever the highest 55% rate, the largest company, company A, if they're being reimbursed $500 for a procedure, let every company get reimbursed that same amount.
They're basically leaving all of us that have been catastrophically injured out in the cold.
Now, Senate Bill 28 was just signed last Thursday, and there's a belief in the legislature in Lansing, really, that they have to see how that works, that whether it can keep some of these small businesses that are going out of business in business. So that's the thing. But Ryan Berman believes there's much more work to be done, and he says he's on the third draft of another new bill, hoping to get that passed at some point. Devin, back to you.
Well, Rod, back to Chuck's plight. Where does he turn after August 1st?
Well, he says he's turning to every company that he can find that may actually give him some service, and so far, he's not been able to do so.
Now, all right, Rod. We've got much more to come here on Local 4 News at 6.
Here's Victor Williams.
A lawsuit is being filed against this A&W in Taylor after a 14-year-old is claiming she never received a paycheck for the work that she had done. That story coming up.